All right, today we are talking stands. Why am I so excited about stands? Well, because these are 12 South stands, and 12 South is one of my favourite accessory manufacturers because they're very good at making design and functionality meet. So let's start with a classic example, the Compass Pro. So this stand folds right down into this very compact little case. Now, if we pull that out, you'll see immediately why it's called the Compass or the Compass Pro. So if we pull it out of there, you can see it opens out just a bit like a old school compass. But in actual fact, this one's got 3 legs and 2 little feet at the front here. And this leg on the back, it can be that length. You can pull it out to be that length, and in actual fact there's actually another leg there, so it can be that length. So that all means that you've got a lot of versatility when you stand your iPad or similar tablet, perhaps a portable monitor, something like that, in that stand. You can take this wherever you go, and then you've got a second screen basically there wherever you go. It's very easy to screen share or extend screens, duplicate screens, especially with Mac OS and iPad OS. But yeah, so that's an option, and you can obviously put it whichever way you like. The feet and in fact all the legs and everything are nicely rubberized, so they're not going to scratch or scuff anything. And yep, you can have it that length, you can have it that length to lie the iPad down a little bit more, or in fact if you want to use the iPad to type on your desk, then of course you can hold it on that angle and type away, which is just a little bit more ergonomic than having it flat down on the desk. What I really like about this stand is it's a real space saver on the desk. So instead of just putting your phone or your tablet down on the desk, yes, I said phone because if we just grab the phone, you can see that quite easily and quite securely fits on there as well. It just means that having it up on that way just gives you that extra desk space, and suddenly you've got room to move your mouse around and all that sort of thing. So as usual for 12 South products, very durable. It's got a real sort of heft to it, this thing. It's not going to wobble away. And like I say, all those rubberized tips and pads and things make sure nothing's going to get scratched there. So loving the Compass Pro. It's a really versatile and uber portable kind of a stand. But hang on, what's that up there behind me? Oh, we've got another stand there. This is kind of like the other extreme. So what we've got here is the Hoverbar Tower. You may have seen the Hoverbar Duo before, which is kind of like a desktop version of this. But this is a much taller version, and so with this iPad holder here or tablet holder, you can pop that in there, and straight away you can see how useful that's going to be. Apart from anything else, as we were just talking about, this can become another display, even on top of above a monitor that's already existing or off to one side. Very, very versatile for that. The other obvious use that you have for a stand like this is for those of you who are musicians. It's a music stand for presenters. There's your notes. It's basically a teleprompter right there. And so, yeah, it's beautifully designed for that. These articulated arms, they don't have any what do you call those things? Adjusting. What do you call those things? Those windy things. It doesn't have any of those. You don't need to know what they're called because it doesn't have them. It just needs to be set for a nice firm. It'll stay in place wherever you put it. I don't know if that'll loosen up over time, but I've been wiggling it around in a few takes since I've been trying to do this video, and since I've been using it, and it seems to work pretty well. If we look at the back of this, you'll see that it's a real cool sort of ball joint there, so you really can move it around at different angles. And I see that on 12 South's website they've even suggested that this is quite a good option, for nighttime viewing. If you're used to watching things on your tablet or your laptop in bed, it's always a pain, isn't it, when you have to hold it. You get nice and comfortable, but that's not always the best angle for just having a laptop sitting there. And so this can extend across the bed, and you can extend the angle around. Make life easy for you there. The other really practical use for this, of course, is for home exercise. So for those of you who use a stationary bike with an app like Zwift, for example, that's like a virtual cycling app, and you can have that literally set up in front of your bike, and you can go into your virtual cycling world. It's all going to stay in place, and in fact, even if you're using, for example, Apple Fitness, and you're doing yoga or Pilates, you can lower it down and have that pointing at the ground, that way around, and use it that way as well. So yes, as you can see, it's a very long pole. It doesn't come in a very long box. It's the several pieces that just screw together nice and subtly. And then we've got this weighted base here, which really counterbalances pretty much anything that you'll have up the top. So yeah, it's a really stable, flexible stand that and it looks, it's got this nice, minimalist style to it with no knobs. Knobs, was that the word I was looking for? Maybe. To get in the way. So I find that it's a really nicely designed stand. And as I said at the beginning, I mean, who gets excited about stands? But when something's designed to do something, and it really carries it off like this, I think that's worth getting excited about. So yeah, we've got the Hoverbar Tower and the Compass Pro there from 12 South. And of course, actually one little bonus here, I can just show you, this spring-loaded little holder here is actually just the right length to put most phones in as well. And so you can, set that up and use that as a sort of a tripod for your streaming videos if you want to, just with the phone in as well.